Nestled on the east coast of the South Island, Aotearoa, New Zealand, is Mid-Canterbury, a region recognised as one of the country's top agricultural production hubs. On its western reaches, Mid-Canterbury stretches into the southern Alps of New Zealand. This mountainous region divides east coast from west and is filled with glaciers, lakes and alpine terrain. The mountains attract a high degree of rainfall and feed the Mid-Canterbury with a consistent supply of clean water. Surrounding the foothills are large areas of native beech and manuka forest. From the bottom of the foothills stretches the Canterbury Plains. The region is blessed with warm summers, cold winters and fertile soil types. The consistent supply of clean water makes it an ideal growing climate, and this is the home of Midlands Holdings, a business with a rich agricultural history in the region. It began as a seed production business, growing and cropping and exporting seeds around the world.
Well, initially we were developing a great dependence on the local beekeepers to pollinate our seed crops, and one of those well-known beekeepers with Midlands Apiaries, with 90 years of history in this region, was planning retirement, which was the opportunity for us to take an involvement in the bees, initially for pollination, which took us on into the honey industry.
My dad started the beekeeping business, or Midlands Apiaries, in 1930. Then we brothers all joined in around the 70. It's been my life, there's no question about that.
Midlands have a strong tradition of producing and exporting high-quality goods. Director Duncan Storia is spearheading the honey production and export side of the business.
Midlands as a group is one of the leading exporters of agricultural produce from New Zealand, and in fact in recent years been recognised with the New Zealand Export Award for our contribution to New Zealand exports. Our key markets are Southeast Asia and Europe, and we've continued to build those markets up. We understand export well and continue to do that with the honey business.
Midlands Honey is the largest producer of honey in the South Island of New Zealand, with over 9,000 hives and a full-time honey buying team. Midlands produce a full range of New Zealand honey types, from the high UMF Manuka honey, which is sourced from throughout New Zealand, honeydew from the beech forests of Mid-Canterbury, and the multi-floral and clover honeys, which is sourced from the pasture lands of the Canterbury Plains. Manuka honey is well known for its antibacterial properties and is used to treat infections. It's also used on a daily basis by people for health and well-being, and treating arthritis and joint inflammation. Honeydew comes from the ancient beech forests in the foothills of the Southern Alps. Produced by small animals living in these beech trees, they form droplets on the bark, which bees in turn pick up. Honeydew has the highest antioxidant properties of any honey in the world and also contains probiotic qualities. With access to the Midlands Holdings clover seed crops, Midlands Honey produce some of the whitest and purest clover honey in New Zealand. Known for its sweetness, it is a household favourite, used as a spread on breads, toast and as a sweetener. Midlands Honey produces bulk honey for supply and also its own range of honey labels, including the Sharpland Falls brand and Mount Somers brand, both named after iconic locations in the Mid-Canterbury region. With 9,000 hives at Midlands Honey Care, Bob Doug runs the beekeeping team and ensures that the hives are producing to their full potential during the summer periods.
A hive is made up of one queen and it's between 50 and 70,000 bees. The worker bees are all females and the drones are males. The average lifespan of a bee is 42 days, and it will bring into the hive about a quarter of a teaspoon. A good hive will produce up to about 50 kilos during the main honey flow in the summertime.
During the summer, hives are moved around to access different flowering species, and the health of the hive and purity of honey is paramount.
For us, it's really important to get the honey chemical free. We don't use any chemicals on the honey flow at all to try and get the honey as pure as we can in New Zealand.
During summer, the hives fill up with honey, and at harvest, it is removed and taken to Midlands Honey Processing Factory, based in Ashburton. Opened in 2015, the Midlands factory is a modern facility that processes the honey using strict quality control measures and standards. Extraction and processing uses state-of-the-art machinery, and honey orders are processed, packaged and labelled on site prior to dispatch around the world. Honey research and testing is an important part of Midlands Honey, ensuring quality control and leading the way in technical innovation.
Midlands has a very, very high reputation around the world for having quality products. We need to rely on test to make sure all our standards are met to meet the overseas requirements. We go through different labs all around New Zealand, independent labs, so we have to make sure any honey that leaves this country has got all the ticks.
The directors of Midlands have had a strong commitment to innovation and research, and it's that commitment that has seen Midlands well established globally as a recognised and professional exporter.
With ever-increasing demand for top-quality honey, guaranteeing a consistent year-round supply is an important part of Midlands' success. Midlands Honey employ a team to ensure that any supply requirements can be met at any time of the year.
The demand for New Zealand honey is getting higher. All around the world is chasing New Zealand honey, and we have to have a very good relationship with all our beekeeper suppliers. Midlands would have a relationship with about 30 to 40 beekeepers throughout New Zealand.
We have an outstanding staff here at Midlands. There's years of experience across the seed industry and the honey industry, and I certainly believe that our staff share the directors' vision and passion, and our customers get that feeling. Midlands is a business that's largely built on strong morals and relationships. We pride ourselves on having a very good relationship with both our suppliers and our customers overseas, and those relationships are built on trust and our performance. We pride ourselves on doing a job well and providing customers with a quality product.
Midlands are an established business which has a history of innovation and excellence in food quality. This is a fantastic company. They are world leaders, and it's great to have them based right here where the best food can be produced.